Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to today's Harmonize to Energize, the last Harmonize to Energize for 2020, at least ones that I have been leading. My name is Terry Matthews. I work at the Scottsdale Jin Shin Jyutsu office as office manager, practitioner, self-help instructor. To those of you that are new to Jin Shinjutsu, briefly, it is an art of harmonizing all the different frequencies of energy that move, live and move and have their being in our physical form. They move through our spiritual, our soul form, our soul energy, our mental form, and our physical form in terms of where they move through the body. Bust line, waistline, and hip line is where they're emphasized. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've had a good week. So for this last session of H2E, we continue our journey through second depth, lung and large intestine governors, and we're going to be talking about safety energy lock number 17. Those of you that have purchased either the soft cover book or the book, it's on page 45. So let's have a look at it now. Here we are. Mary said, oh yes, you can see it left or right. It's just here on the edge of the wrist, little finger side, just that little notch, left or right. It actually connects both the heart, or it's connected with both the heart and small intestine energy, organ energy function pathways. So Mary says 17 came into the universe, meaning reproductive energy, relaxation of mind and nerves. Well, where she derives a lot of her ideas from, as I've said many times, is the Paul Foster Case book, The Tarot, A Key to the Wisdom of the Ages. So let's have a look at actually what Paul Foster Case says in that context. Key 17, the star, or Zadi. It means fish hook, signifying that which draws the fish out of the water. It is also, in a sense, the ocean of subconscious mentality. The fish symbolizes transforming and reproductive power. The activity which lifts the fish up out of the material relations of personal existence and utilizes the reproductive forces as a regenerative agency is what is indicated here. I would suggest that that is indicating the Kundalini energy. So he goes on to say meditation is the function attributed to Zadi, or number 17, the star. It has been defined as an unbroken flow of knowledge in a particular object. It is a fishing for truth in the depths of subconsciousness. The Hebrew word means literally conception and is a transference to things mental of the idea of physical conception. It refers to the budding or germination of ideas. Germinal processes in both plant and animal organisms go on in darkness. They are, moreover, rudimentary. What we are considering here, therefore, has to do with the early stages of mental unfoldment, with the genesis of ideas, rather than with their full development. Practically, meditation is the only safe regenerative method because it draws nerve force up from the reproductive centers without any actual fixation of attention on the centers themselves and without any thought about the sexual function. So there we are. For those of you that are familiar with that understanding, it is in fact referring to the Kundalini. So Mary goes on to say, by applying our jumper cable, we can recharge our rundown energy battery, harmonize the nervous system. Yes, indeed. As the Kundalini winds itself around the spine, it's actually harmonizing all those nerves connected to all the vertebrae. Relax the mind, yes, as it goes up, the vertebrae connect to nervous centers in the brain, and it will relax or relieve ankle tension, stress. And some people say, well, what's the relationship there between the ankle? Look no further than the 16, 17, 18 flow, 16 moving up from the ankle to the 17. Those of you that have studied Jin Shin Jyutsu book 1, textbook 1. Helps chest congestion, bloat, swelling, heart, breast, back, tension, stress. And we already mentioned it's a center where both the heart and the small intestine energy pathways move through. And Mary shows us how you can hold it, the fingers to one wrist here, placing the finger on that fulcrum, or the other side holding the left. Very good. Let's have a look at the other two practices that will help open Safety Energy Lock 17. We have hold the right or left ring fingers. That is because Safety Energy Lock 17 on the finger relationship with the safety energy locks on the supervisor can be harmonized by holding Safety Energy Lock 17. You won't know this unless you've studied basic self-help Jin Shin Jyutsu or textbook 1, textbook 2. No worries, trust me. Or jumper cable the right or left little finger, and of course that's a connection with the heart, small intestine. So we're going to practice with these holds, the wrist, left or right, and always get a sense before you practice which one might feel fuller than the other. Mary always worked with fullness rather than emptiness. Some traditions, i.e. shiatsu, work with emptiness. We work with fullness. So choose whichever side seems to be fuller than the other. The same goes for the right, the left or right ring finger. Just do a little bit of detective work. Oh, that feels a little fuller there. You can choose which segment you hold, because each finger separates into that bust line, waistline, hip line. You may find one segment more fuller than the other. Same with a little finger. Or you can choose more bang for your buck and just hold the complete fingers as an if. And then we'll draw to a close with give ourselves a hug, because the fingers, as we connect the thumb to the 22, opening the thoracic cavity, the fingers go to the edge of the shoulder blade, and that is small intestine 9 in Chinese medicine. So we're here with this fire energy with Safety Energy Lock 17. If you looked at it numerologically, 1 and 7 is an 8, and 8 takes you back to the source of sources after the energy has exhaled from the 9th depth. It focuses in a dot, which some people, including myself, believe is the frequency of sound, or the Om, A-U-M, or the Om, O-M. Sound begets light, begets form. So, without further ado, let's stop the slide presentation as is, and we will practice 4 sets of 9 exhalation inhalations. Could we see that last slide again? Someone says, oh, I don't know. Well, it's Christmas, so maybe yes. The last slide again. There we go. Start. There it is. Holding the right and or left ring fingers, or the right or left little fingers. Okay, Diana, good. We're done. So, those of you who have not been here before, we work with a 36 breaths practice. 3 and 6 is 9. It represents numerologically end of a cycle, beginning of a new. Mary used this system to help us move, step down from different frequencies of light. And that's what we do. We sit up straight. relax. Be the dropping of the shoulders. You can bow your head slightly. It'll open up the fours because energy comes in two places, fours and around the 15s. So the energy is going to move down the front from the 4 through the 15 area down to the big toe on the exhale, and then turns around, big toe number 7, back through 15 and 2, the whole pelvic girdle, back up to the 4 in an oval, in a spiral. And we're going to do 9 of those holding the wrist, either left or right. 9 of those holding the ring, either left or right. 9 of those holding the little finger, left or right. And then 9 of those holding the hug. Let's go. Here we go. And just exhale, closing your eyes, block out any unnecessary sensory information. Mary says, unload all your dirt, dust, and greasy grime, all your skepticisms. So let's begin, and we let go. The energy moves down from the head through the pelvic girdle, 15 to the 7. And as we naturally receive the breath, we don't take a breath, we receive a breath. The energy from the earth spirals back up to regenerate us. Okay, that's one exhalation, inhalation, which constitutes one breath. 8 more, here we go. Feel the energy sinking down, down, down through the hip line, pelvic girdle area into the big toes, and even beyond that, deep, deep into the core of the earth, to the crystalline level. And then receive the transformative, regenerative, reproductive type energy of the earth coming up the back, which also stimulates the nerves of the kundalini as it goes up the spine. The kundalini is actually centered just beneath the kidney energy, which is very close to the spine, functioning to wake up those nerves connected to the vertebrae, all the way up to the head. And as we continue, we're on the 3rd, or at least I am, you can do this at your own rate. Don't race, no competing, no comparing. We're allowing the energy to move more congruently, and as it does, you become aware or not of pulse. And the sensation will be at that safety energy lock 17 or not. And it's just like the pulse that you would feel on your wrist for listening to the blood. The blood actually follows the energy, so there's really no difference. One coincides with the other, but there is a difference in who follows who. The energy begins and it pulls magnetically the blood through the body, and that's that. So just allow yourself to let go of what you no longer need in order to build what you do need. There's no point in holding on at anything or anything at any time. It's a major misunderstanding, I believe. And that's why people don't breathe necessarily as well as they could, because they hold. They think if they don't hold, they'll lose. It's a misunderstanding. The more you let go of what you don't need, the more you're allowed to receive what you do need. And that requires trust. The universe contains everything. We don't lose anything. We just put it somewhere else for someone else to use. It's never gone. The universe contains everything. And if we ever need it again, it's going to pop back in anyway. So for now, in that moment, let go. In that way, you can grow. Let go and grow. And then you rebuild each time. You build, rebuild, regenerate, reproduce. Allow, let go, let go, let go. And eventually, as you continue this spiral of letting go and receiving, purifying, regenerating, the two concepts become one in our consciousness. Our physicality allows oneness, the spine, the main central, to be more congruent, and the left and right sides of the body meld into the oneness of the spine. All the energy flows become one with it, and we are one. Isn't that wonderful? Well, maybe you don't think so, but I do. So gradually we move towards the 9th exhalation, inhalation, and then as we do, we slip into neutral gear, if you're a manual driver. And we just become the observer, the witness. The breath, letting go, inhaling, helps us to calm down, helps us to calm the heart, which the 17 also does. And as we calm the heart, and we're not just talking about the physical heart here, we're talking about the spiritual heart. A lot of our thoughts get all mangled up in the spiritual heart, and it's those messages that decide whether we have a beneficial, harmonious balance or not. So we become the witness and observe, oh, is there somewhere on our body, in our body, where we're blocking the energy field? Interesting. Just be aware of it, don't judge. We can allow the energy to move through that area a little bit more next time. So now we choose left or right ring finger. And again, we're going to do 9 exhalation inhalations from the head, through the hip to the toe, skin to bone, toe, hip, head. Here we go. And really feel a connection with the earth. The earth is our mother. It does take care of us. It's a great chant, by the way, from the Native American traditions. The earth is our mother. It takes care of us. And in turn, we must take care of her. There's a giving and a receiving. When we learn to breathe in a more harmonious way, we will understand the balance required to live on this plane, the physical dual plane. And the selfishness will melt. We will understand that every breath we give and receive is all connected to the oneness within and without, which includes Mother Earth, all the planets, all the universes, as well as us and our soul and all the multifarious souls in all the universes, including the animal kingdom, every kingdom. So keep exhaling, letting go of all those unnecessary burdening thoughts, worrying about, did you do the right thing in that situation? Should you, could you, the shoulda, couldas, yeah. We all go through it, but let them go. In this energy, in this delightful spiral, this soup of regeneration. I suggest when and if you do these practices, turn the TV off, have a quiet space in a room or outside if it's warm enough. Quietness calms and soothes the heart. Then we can hear the messages of the soul more clearly. Because the soul, speaks to us through our heart. All you need is that connection. All you need is love and discernment, heart, small intestine. So we're moving through, and as we reach the 9th exhalation, inhalation, we slip back into neutral if we're not already there, and just observe again who we be at that particular moment, second in time. So now, for the third set of 9 exhalation inhalations, we're going to choose left or right pinky finger, the little finger. Mimi. By the way, left side can encourage exhalation, right side can encourage inhalation. Here we go. And really feel that sinking of the shoulders, the allowing of the energy to go through the hip line. That the reproductive organ area is often a lot of stuck energy for obvious reasons, or not, and down through the sevens, big toes into the earth, to be nurtured and supported, to receive the regenerative, reproductive energy of Mother Earth. The earth is our mother, we must take care of her as it takes care of us. Fair enough? It's a deal. Wonderful. And then we just say thank you, gratitude to our energy locks, our fingers, our soul, our body, heart, mind, for supporting us through this practice by exhaling and inhaling for 9 times. Fingers, side of the shoulder blade, left and right, and thumb underneath the shoulder girdle. And if this is difficult, just hold one side and place the other one on your thigh like so. And so it is. Infinite truth, infinite self. Here we go. Let go in order to grow, to build, and then purify, regenerate, and start the whole process of let go, grow, regenerate 8 more times. Don't look for the peace that passeth the mind. It'll come naturally at that time, like a thief in the night, when you're allowing the universal forces to align congruently with your spine, align with the spine, the oneness. The more we try to, which is the disharmonizer of the little finger, heart and small intestine, we hold ourselves back. We do not allow. That can be an issue. Trying to, what are we trying to do? Something that the universe can do quite well with its intelligence, thank you very much. Do we have a role? Yes. Our role is to allow the intelligence to guide us. But if it's blocked, you can't really get those clear messages through our heart, and we don't get the wisdom, which is also a 5th step, heart, small intestine, facility, value. Heart and small intestine energy pathways go deep, deep into the brain, providing the synthesis of all our experiences into wisdom if we allow it. And when you reach the 9th exhalation, inhalation end of that cycle, beginning of a new, we have in fact drawn to a close, more or less, except for a little bit of jibber jabber from me. Harmonize to Energize for 2020. Thank you for all of you that have joined us online. I began this in 2019 in the summer as a live event here at the Scottsdale office, and when COVID-19 came along, we went online, and we've remained online ever since. And we're beginning to expand the repertoire, as it were, and you've already met Halle on other programs, and he has jumped in from time to time, and he probably will from time to time in the future, 2021. And you saw Adele last week. And 1st of January will be the next time I will lead Harmonize to Energize. There will not be one on Christmas Day. Use that time if you wish to practice going through one of the sequences through one of the depths that we've already learned. Now, if you haven't bought the books by then, it's a good time to buy. And on 1st of January, I'm hoping, all going well, to share it with a lady called Laura Violin, who people may or may not know from Italy. And she does some self-help instruction there. And I'm looking forward to working with her for that particular day. It'll be same 1 o'clock New York time on January the 1st, if you're with us. Now, coming up, let's have a quick look at what's going on for the rest of the year with Jin Shinjutsu. Now, let's do it right. Let's share the screen. That'll help. Yes, here we are, the online events coming up. And actually the next one, yours truly is hosting for Early Liebenstein this Saturday. Healthy Memory through Jin Shin Jyutsu, the last webinar of 2020. There we go. And Yoli, as many of you might know, is an MD, as well as a certified instructor, international instructor. So if you're having some struggles remembering anything, Ioli is going to support us for 2 hours, or at least up to 2 hours, this Saturday. Again, it's going to be New York time. It'll be 2 o'clock New York time. And you can register today for $35. And then we have a little list of upcoming and past webinars, whether they're Spanish or English, upcoming online classes, online class replays, Zoom study replays. And here we have a few images of some of those. Some of those classes have finished. So you can go and check in anytime on the website, just under online events. You can pick up all the different classes too. And remember, with the daily meditations, We Are One and Harmonize to Energize, as they change their sequence, or if you're new, register each time if you're new. Otherwise, you'll be in for the period of time that they're registering for. Okay, let's stop. So thank you for all of you that have joined me over the past 8 or 9 months when it's been live. Take care of yourself. Continue to do your self-care. Boost your immune system. Keep those 15 and 3s open. As we travel from 2020 to 21, remember, although the media are telling us things aren't looking good, we still have a choice which message we send to our soul, heart, mind, and body, and what we receive. We can choose to remain in a positive frequency. Yes, there are challenges. However, we are souls in a body, not the other way around, as Mary would say. We are souls having a human experience, and we have choices. So no matter what happens in life, we have our breath, we have the ability to let go of that which doesn't serve and receive that which does. And I would like to suggest, use common sense, which is very second depth, by the way. and do all those practical things, all those social distances, wearing the mask. It's, it's like with Mother Earth. She supports us, but let's support her. People support us, let's support them. Let's be kind and generous and do what we know to be sensible, and keep, as much as possible, a positive, harmonious message. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas if you celebrate it in whatever tradition, and see you hopefully January the 1st for the happy 2021 New Year. Au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Cheerio for now.